This is an overview of everything we've done and what this Mazda Speed 3 has to offer. This is the Karma Speed giveaway car number 1. This is our team, our company. I'm super proud of what all of us have come together and have done and accomplished, from everything from the website, the sales, to working with you guys, and then transforming an entire car that's going to be given away to one of you guys. We're in our last couple days here for the giveaway on the website, karmaspeed.com. For every $1 you spend, you get 200 entries into winning this car. I'll be calling someone hopefully the first week of April. We'll keep you posted on Instagram, and we're gonna have them come out and check out their brand new car. So if you want to get entered, you want to support our team, we're a bunch of guys in our 20s, you can click the link down in the description, go head over to karmaspeed.com, check out what we have, and hopefully you'll be driving this soon. But the best part about this car is being behind the wheel, the experience it has to offer, all the sounds, what it feels like, how tight the suspension is, how the seats are low and sporty in a hatchback like this. So let's go drive it for a little bit, and then we'll show you a little walk around of everything this thing has to offer. When you're behind the wheel of the Mazda Speed 3, it makes some noises that are kind of rumbly like a Subaru, but not quite the same. It has this very unique sound, but has a lot of turbo sound. This does have a bypass valve, not a blow-off valve, so technically it's recirculating the air, not venting the atmosphere. Because the intake is so big and the way these engines are set up, you can hear a lot of turbo noise inside the car, which makes it really, really fun and unique. These things do have unequal length headers, like Subarus do, so that's why it kind of has a rumbly sound. But yeah, the unequal length headers, so that's why it sounds the way it does, kind of like a Subaru, and gives it a unique driving experience as you get on the gas. Before we drive into the car any further, we've been working with Rally Armor for a while, and I want to show you guys the install of this because we didn't have time to touch on it. So we're going to fly through that really quick and then start talking about the car. Also, I have everything linked down in the description that I possibly can. If you guys want to know more information on something specifically, go ahead and check out the playlist for the Mazda Speed 3 on this YouTube channel. We're prepping to do our fender liners from carparts.com and our mud flaps from Rally Armor. This one touched the ground a little bit. Let's unbox those really quick and we'll get to work. For the Rally Armor mud flaps, to install them, you have your kind of strange looking one on top that slides in right here really easily, and then behind here, behind the skirt, is the other ones that look like this, that are the simpler ones. The directions are super easy to follow. So we're gonna put the new fender liner in. The fender liner is gonna cover this one, but not these two. Randall's already got our screws ready to rock for our mud flaps, and our mud flap right there. Put our fresh new carparts.com fender liner in. Looking fresh. Fitment's good. Heck yeah.
Got a few different options here. I'm gonna see which one works best for this.
I like how you have a Bass Pro Shops tackle box.
Heck yeah.
If you guys need clips for your car, plastic clips, we have a link down in the description on Amazon. We're always adding to it. I remind you guys a million times, but it does support the channel because they are affiliate links.
These are the Chevy clips. I'm gonna see if they'll fit in here. Got the passenger side out. If you want to get these things back to their original shape, you need to leave them out on the sun, on the ground. That's why we did that. They'll heat up and go back to their original form. For the mud flap, I'm going to go ahead and get our mounting point started by hand. All these are started by hand, and then this is going to get drilled into the fender liner. We might have to do some little micro adjustments to make sure that the mud flap is perpendicular with the ground, but I want to go ahead and take my drill and get this one into the fender liner. Boom! Money. Nice. Looks good. Looks real good. Moving on to the rear, we've got this plastic rivet and this plastic rivet. Randall's gonna drill it out, and then we'll have our mounting points underneath. The third one will be attached with a bracket right here. We had some vinyl in the way, we had to cut it out. This is all gonna be covered by the mud flap. Take this guy, these ones that are a little thicker. And just like that. Then we take one of these plain ones. Taking a look at it from the back, we do need to twist it a little bit. Once those are tight, snug up this last one.
With the stock turbos, they spool up really, really quick. And then by the way, how tight this thing is and the seats, you know, being so bolstered, these Corbos, this thing is a go-kart on steroids that you can fit 4 people in if you want to. Or 5 if you really want to push it. Like 4 dudes. But let's do a little pull. These things are a blast. Now that you know what the car sounds like, a little bit behind the wheel, this thing, it's gonna be hard for the camera to stay steady with Devin over there, but this thing just sticks with this wheel and tire setup, the sway bars, the coilovers, you can see moving around over there. We'll pull over and show you everything that's done to this car, because as much as we'd like to drive around, you really just gotta feel what it's like. So I apologize you can't feel it on the video, but someone's gonna feel it when they win this car soon, and we're excited to get it in the hands of the new owner. So we're gonna find a spot and we'll check out under the hood and around the car. Let's start with the inside. We've got our Boss radio right here, our head unit, which it has Apple CarPlay. Really simple unit. It's about 180 bucks. We got our dash kit. There is a different unit that is like made, and it's a bigger screen for this. I don't know the name exactly, but it's on Amazon. I'll have it linked below if you guys want to order it. I didn't even know about it until after we installed this, because you guys let me know in the comments. So this one's great, but a lot of people are like, hey, there's a slightly better option. The thing is, I don't know how responsive that one is. This one's pretty responsive, so keep that in mind when you're shopping for head units. But stepping out of the car, my favorite mod personally, these Corbo seats right here, this gives the car exactly what it needs in my opinion. The problem with hatchbacks, specifically this one, and it's mainly most of them, even my STI feels like this. They're a very, very sporty car, but you sit pretty high up and it just feels like you're driving a minivan where the wheel's down here and you're like, hey, look at me in my sports car, but you don't realize that you're in a total minivan seating position, and that's not really ideal in a sports car. You get in a coupe, like a 370Z, 350Z, FRS, you're sitting low, your legs are kind of flat with the pedals, and these seats and seat brackets from Corbo gave that to this car and gives it a completely different driving experience. This is our first giveaway car. There's things I'd love to do to it, like a new steering wheel and tons of other things, but we're absolutely sending it. We went a lot farther than we planned on. So for our first giveaway car, I'm super proud. You can't hit everything, so I just want to put that out there. We have our JBR short shifter right here with our Cobb shift knob. Really nice piece. You can usually upgrade the shifter plates under the hood to get a shorter throw, but this is more of a direct feeling shorter throw. So we went that route. We put in the extra work for you guys. We are going to get the resistors dialed for the airbag light, so we'll get that fixed. We didn't have time in our 60-day, but it will get fixed before the giveaway winner gets it, just so anyone out there is wondering. We do have our Cobb WeatherTech floor mats, which those are filthy because we've been filming a lot with this car getting ready, but we'll get those dialed super black, fresh, clean, and ready. So for the inside, that's about it. Let's head to the outside and under the hood, the fun part. We'll get under the hood because that's honestly my favorite part, because we installed some parts that my 18-year-old self, when I had a Mazda P3 the first time, would be really jealous of. So we'll get there. But the outside, Avery Dennison pearl white wrap. Now, I've been around the process of wrapping cars probably 4 or 5 times, and I'm just a regular guy like you that's like, I don't even know how, never went to school, just looked at some people. I watched 2 friends over the years wrap cars for me, and I like started doing doors and then, you know, parts of this or that. And this is the first car I did without a professional around, and I was able to tell But I know to Randall, because one day we want to get good enough so if we have a race car, another giveaway car, we can just wrap it ourselves and do everything in-house. I did try to do this front bumper myself, struggled. I had a professional come over, as you guys saw. It was Logan from Street League Wraps. He helped me get it done. So I'm super stoked. Randall learned how to wrap in the process of this. I got to refine a lot of my skills. I'd rate this a solid, probably 8 out of 10 if, you know, on the wrapping detail work. That is the hardest part, the cutting, the details and stuff like that. There's things that could be done a little bit better, but with our 60-day timeline, and I'm just stoked. You step 2 or 3 feet away, I can stand right here and I'm proud of it. That's all that matters when it comes to wrapping. So I encourage you guys out there to try it and learn from YouTube and stuff like that. Moving to the back, we've got our Rally Armor mud flaps that kind of protect part of the back of the car from the debris that comes up from these fatty 235/40/18 Falcons, the Zenith AT615Ks. These things are sticky, most aggressive tire I've ever purchased in my car owning life. Power stop brakes from carparts.com, Kansai Corsa wheels, gunmetal gray, metallic, nice finish in person. This car has a sheen on the wheels and the wrap that you cannot see on camera that makes it nice. Devin, who's filming right now, who's helping me run this whole giveaway, first thing he said, he's like, dude, the color has something to it in person, so it's just that pearlescent. So we're really pumped about that. That's pretty simple for the outside. We just wanted to make it a super daily driver, track stance, comfortable car, and these tires being as big as they are makes it really, really comfortable on the road. You get a lot of grip, but it's just a nice cushion on top of your suspension. We have our white line sway bar kit with end links, and we have K-Sport coilovers. It's just stiff enough to where you feel like you're driving a race car type situation, but it's also soft enough to where if you daily drive it, it does not beat you up at all. I almost forgot, right down here we have a Cobb turbo back exhaust to the cat back, and then we have their high flow cat downpipe. That's how you make some power and get really, really good tone. It's a very mature exhaust setup, but plenty loud if you want to have fun. For that's about the, you know, we're gonna do some things like I'm gonna do a headlight restore kit before the winter gets it. We're in our last couple days, so if you need to get entered to win this car, some of these things we're working on, these details, little things like key fob batteries, windshield wipers, headlight restoration. We're not gonna skip out on those things. We're just gonna do it after the fact because we're running out of time. Since this is our first giveaway car, we've learned a lot, and so those are some of the things we'll plan for in the future. Under the hood, I've been driving this car quite a bit. It's a little bit dusty when you look at it. There's a lot of black stuff in here, so I'm gonna spruce it up for anyone, don't worry. Big old CPE top mount intercooler. Why did I do top mount intercooler instead of a front mount? One, it's simple. Two, when if a winner gets it from Las Vegas or Phoenix or anywhere where it's hot, I've had bad experiences where if you have a front mount, a really good high flowing front mount will get plenty of air to your radiator and your car won't overheat. But if I'm like, hey, this is a giveaway car, we don't need it to make a ton of crazy power. It does have 150,000 miles on it, which is fine. It already had the VVT changed out, so the main problem with these cars at high miles is the timing chain. It's all been replaced. The car sounds super good. It sounds really healthy, and that's why I bought this car for the giveaways, because the VVT was already changed. It sounded good. It sounds mechanically well. We pulled the plugs. We ran compression tests. Everything is there. It doesn't really burn oil or anything like that. It doesn't even have a catch can on it, which if it was burning oil, we'd probably need a catch can and then take care of it. So healthy running engine, great platform. It was stock when we got it, but JBR 3.5-inch intake. This thing is huge. That's what makes all the cool noises. JBR battery box and ECU relocation. So this ECU was down here before, but now it's mounted really clean right here, up out of the way. We put the smaller battery in it. This is the size like normal Hondas have. So we need it smaller to make room for this intake. Cobb bypass valve right here makes a little bit different noise for the bypass situation. So when you let off the gas, it kind of sounds like someone sneezing or a cool satisfying blow off valve kind of vibe, but it's not super duper obnoxious. So if you're an adult, you're probably age 25 to 35, 40, you're not gonna be embarrassed to be driving this car around because you're driving around with a blow off valve like a kid would. In per se, but I like blow-off valves. I have one on my Subaru. It's not a bad thing. It's just I want to make this car as well-rounded as possible, so whoever gets it has a great place to start, and that was kind of my goal. So we took this black car that didn't have very good paint. We wrapped it pearl white. Tires, brakes, sway bars, suspension, supporting mods, getting some colder air intakes into that stock turbo that still runs really good, spools up quick. It's just a fun car to drive, and it's super simple, super reliable. These engines go a very, very long time if you take care of that timing chain, which most people neglect that, and then they have problems and they're scared to fix it. But these Mazda Speed platforms are also partly built by Ford, so back in the day these things are just like super awesome fun dailies, and I definitely want to buy one for myself one day to drive forever. Because if you didn't know, if you're new here, this is the first sports car I ever rode in, was a pearl white, whatever the factory color was back in 08 or 09, first gen Mazda Speed 3. It was completely stock on the outside, lowering springs, full bolt-ons under the hood, and a guy took me from 0 to 80 and I was sitting passenger at age 14, and I had never ridden a sports car in my life, and I heard all those noises and how fast we went. I was like, whoa, this is like the most addicting thing ever. Saved up money, bought a second gen Mazda Speed 3, started my YouTube channel at 18, so it took me about 4 years after that to get the money. Went out and bought it, started the channel, and then ironically I went to rally school, which I've always wanted to rally race. I was there, become friends with the owner of the rally school. He had a first gen white Mazda Speed 3 rally car that like no one's ever seen on the West Coast at least, and hadn't been ran in a while, and we raced it. So that video is coming out later this week on the last day of the giveaway, where we race a first gen Mazda Speed 3. So the first car I ever rode in was the first gen Mazda Speed 3 in white. The first car I ever finished a rally race in, ironically, on crazy story, was first gen in white. And then the first car giveaway we ever do was a first gen in white. So it was just fitting, perfect car. This car has a very, very special place in my heart, and I can't wait to get my own one day. These things are very, very affordable. You can find them with higher miles that need some work like this. Like this needed all the OEM engine mounts replaced, and then we did the JBR rear motor mount too that you can't see on here. So it needed like a bunch of stuff to make it ride like a new car, but it's completely safe and sound now. This car feels brand new when you drive it, and we're really, really excited. So it hit all the marks for me. This is a first in many ways for my life, so it's just been a perfect story. But if you guys are looking for a sports car that's really affordable outside of what we have going on, consider the first gen Mazda Speed 3s, because you can find them sub 7 grand, 5 grand, some 4 grand. It just depends on how much work you want to do to it. They are probably, after looking around at the market right now, the most fun you can have with a car for the least amount of money as far as 4-cylinder turbos go that are front wheel drive. So keep that in mind. Awesome cars. I love these things to death. As far as tuning goes, we have a Cobb access port that comes with this car. We did use Alan over at Edge Autosport in Colorado. These platforms are totally his forte, and he took care of us with the e-tuning process. Down in the description, I have an explanation of the e-tuning process that we did with the Focus ST. That is the exact same situation as this car. So if you're looking for tuning services for this platform, it's completely remote. You do everything from your computer. It's extremely safe. Alan will take care of you. It's a very simple process. And all you need is a Cobb access port. Head over to Edge Autosport in the description, and then you purchase an e-tune on their website, and then Alan will reach out to you quickly over email and take care of you. This is our first ever Karma Speed giveaway car. We built a whole team because of this car. We learned a lot of skills, and it brought a lot of us together over here in Arizona, and then Devin and his homies in North Carolina, all of us working together remote on Zoom and things like that. So it's Karma Speed's kind of turning into everything I ever wanted, and I'm super thankful for all your guys' support, and I hope that you consider getting entered to win this. And we're gonna come out with something even cooler next time, because you guys are supporting heavily, and we want to push really, really hard these last couple days. So look forward to it. See you on karmaspeed.com. If you guys want to check out another video of us modifying this car and putting the Apple CarPlay unit in it, we actually ordered the cheapest one on Amazon, and then we get a little bit more expensive one, and we test the two. I'll have that video right here. You can click on it. I'll see you guys over on this video. Thanks so much for stopping by.